Go.
Hey guys, okay, we're making a 7th grade experience because we're going to 8th grade and it is the beginning of summer, it's June, but we figured that since we barely just got out of school, we'd make one. And it's the new year in junior high, so we were like really nervous. I know both of us were.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so for my experience, I know like for our school it was you weren't in middle school until you were in 7th grade. So when I was in 6th grade, I was like definitely really excited about it, but I was nervous at the same time because I didn't really know what to expect. So when I got into 7th grade, there was definitely a lot of drama that you had to deal with. But like the amount of drama that you have definitely depends on the friends you hang out with.
Yeah, if you hang out with the right people, then there's not going to be drama.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously going to be a little bit like, oh, she's still my boyfriend. Well, too bad.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's not my fault, but I mean, there's just a lot of like, especially for in my situation, because I'm not, this is going to sound really weird, but I'm not necessarily a nice person, but I'm going to be nice to people I don't really know. So then a lot of people will think that we're like best friends as soon as I start talking to them. And a lot of guys like mistook my not being kind as flirting. So you kind of get stalked, just really creeped out.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to make sure you deal with that right.
Like, having YouTube, a lot of people, like, unless you tell your friends your YouTube account, then you won't have too many, like, creepers on there. But Facebook is definitely a creeper station.
Facebook, anyone can find you unless you have those privacy settings, which a lot of us kids don't. A lot of us think that's not really something we need. But really, you realize that soon. Like, one of my friends, I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she would, like, if she would be okay with that. I think she would, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you heard that. I think she would. I don't think she cares. A kid he was actually kind of stalking her. He kept messaging her, just weird stuff, and then he was always just like, I want to meet you behind the school, and she was like, no, you need to stop, like, don't do that. And then that happened to both of us with a different kid. So we just kind of like, okay, whatever, just be nice to the kid. Like, don't be like, go kill yourself. Like, that's really, like, a lot of people will take that literally, and that's why suicides happen sometimes. And so you want to be nice, but you don't want to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to act like we're really good friends now and be stalked by you. So
Yeah.
you got to lay down the law.
Definitely. And with relationships, okay, so I dated a few guys this year, and I know you did too. And, like, they can affect your grades, also your attitude, so you might want to be careful with that.
And with your friends, you're going to definitely want to make sure that you pay attention a lot to your friends, because they're going to feel like everything that ever had to do with them, all of your attention towards them is starting to go to your friend, your boyfriend.
And, like, I know when I got my first boyfriend, I wanted to, like, always be with him, always, all the time, and then I kind of started to draw away from my friends, so that didn't really help at all. And I noticed my grades went down because I was really focused on that guy, so not always the best decision.
And then speaking of grades, let's just move on to that. Okay, math is going to be harder for any school. Math is going to be harder because you can be in pre-algebra, or you can be in, like, it's like a review, or because I don't know what it's going to be called at your school. In our school, it's Math 1, Math 2, and then Pre-Al, and then above. I was in Math 2, which is just, like, you learn more, but you start off reviewing, as any school I'm pretty sure does. It's going to be harder, and you're going to have to focus a lot more than you did in, like, 6th grade, whether you're in a middle school or if you're in elementary school for 6th grade, because you can kind of get away with that. But your parents obviously are, like, expecting a lot more from you, because this is the time that you're trying to mature. So you're going to need to start worrying more about your grades and all that.
Definitely. And, like, I know grades affect if you get your license, what type of college you get into, your jobs, so you want to look forward to that a lot.
You're definitely going to want to start, this is going to sound weird because usually you think about this in, like, junior year in high school. It's kind of a good idea to start thinking about, like, jobs and colleges, because then you figure out what you want to, like, classes that are electives that you want to take in high school. You know what you want to take 8th grade year. In 7th grade year, very much until the end of the year, I didn't really care about that stuff, but I realized, like, I'm going to have to get a job soon, and then I'm going to have to go into high school, and then I'm gonna have to be in college after that. And I mean, you can take a break. You can take a 2-year break after high school. I mean, that's very reasonable. Like, you're in school all your life, you probably want to take a break. But college is definitely something you want to try to get into unless you have, like, a military or something like that. I'm not saying, like, it's bad if you can't get into college, but that is affected by the way that you are in junior high.
Mm-hmm. And, like, about the jobs and stuff, like, I know, like, a lot of kids at our school, like, judge you, like, for what you have and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, if you get a crappy job at that gas station or something, I'm not saying that that's a bad job. But,
yeah,
like,
they think it's a crappy job.
Like, people judge you from what you do, the friends you hang out with. So you might want to start thinking about that because, like, people are very judgmental about what you do.
Especially at this age, because a lot of kids will start to think, like, oh, like, I'm not saying this is how all kids who wear, like, Abercrombie and Hollister and all that act. But, like, let's just say there's a girl who, like, her whole wardrobe is Hollister. There wasn't really anyone like that, though. But, let's just say a whole girl's wardrobe is, like, Abercrombie and Hollister, Gilly Hicks, all that. And then some girl, more so like us, starts buying more of their clothes from Forever 21, Target, like, Kohl's, a lot of that. And you'll get judged on that, which is really pointless. Like, you can buy the same looking stuff, it just doesn't have the stupid little logo, which is really pointless. Like, if you can afford that stuff, and there's some, I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad to have that stuff. A lot of Hollister, especially, is actually really high quality. But if you're not one who wants to get one thing at a high price, you want to get a lot of stuff at a low price, then that's really going to work out for you if you want to try, like, Target and all that, especially at this age. So.
Yeah. And, like, with relationships, I'm going to switch back to that. You need to be who you are, or else you're going to get the wrong guy, and you're not going to like it. So if you be yourself, there's another one out there for you, and I know you're not going to find that in 7th grade or 8th grade, probably not in middle school, but you still want to be yourself, and so you find someone that you really want to be with, so you don't spend your time with, like, someone you don't like, and you don't know how to break up with them or whatever. I know a lot of people have trouble with that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, definitely. And, like, especially about being who you really are, that's actually, like, I'm starting to notice that more so now. Oh, sorry. Guys our age are actually looking more towards that in girls, because that just really shows that girls, like, confident, brave, strong, like, all that, and it's actually, like, girls looking for, like, friends when they're going into the school year, looking for new friends. That's actually something that a lot of girls like. Like, I met her in kindergarten, but for my friends now, like, one of my friends, we get in a lot of tiffs because we're really similar, but, I mean, most of my friends I met this year, and they're all really cool, and the only reason I know them is because I was the person then that I am now. So, it's really cool, and, like, when you're yourself in front of people, maybe not the really weird side of yourself, but when you're yourself, you can actually, like, be really open and comfortable around your friends. So that's really something that you look forward to, being who you really are.
Yeah, definitely. Like, this year, when I came into school, I thought I was going to be friends, like, with all my friends from elementary school, and 90% of my friends now are from different schools that I met in junior high. And I've also made, like, really good friends with some 8th graders, so, like, definitely if you be yourself, then, like, it's not like the 8th graders are always going to judge you and stuff, because, like, if you are who you are, then age doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and don't pay a lot of attention to people's reputation. Like, if someone has a really, really bad reputation, that they're just a total troublemaker, like, then, I mean, it's fine, like, stay out of the way. But if someone has a troublemaker, like, they're a little, like, trampy or something, like, that's just their reputation. That doesn't necessarily mean they are. So definitely get to know everyone first.
Yeah, like, I know there was a lot of grouping at our school. Like, nobody could, like, our whole school was separated into people who were like each other. Like, no one really got along with everyone. So they, like, grouped up, and it was kind of exclusive and stuff. So that was definitely a big problem for me. I lost one of my best friends to a group that I didn't like very much at the beginning of the year, but then I started to become friends with them at the end. So everything kind of worked out like at the end of the year and starting this summer. So you definitely just want to be who you are again.
And the end of the year, you don't want to act like, oh, I don't really care, like, whatever, especially about your grades, your friends, guys. I mean, guys shouldn't be, like, too much of a, like, priority right now, but I mean, face it, it's gonna be, no matter what anyone says, you're gonna like guys, you're gonna want to date certain guys, so you just, whatever, accept it. But you definitely don't want to be like, okay, I don't really care about your opinion, blah, 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 like, even if you don't, you want to still be the same person you were before, and you definitely want to be yourself again. Because, really, if you don't, then your summer is honestly going to suck, and then 8th grade, going into 8th grade is not going to be very fun for you.
Mm-hmm. Like, my last boyfriend, he ruined everything for me because he wasn't like me. I got to know him for about 2 days, and then he asked me out. Well, first he asked me to the dance, and we had, like, a really good time there, so he just, like, got that image and then asked me out 2 days later, and we didn't even know each other. So that,
I told you.
yeah, it didn't really work out that well, and he ruined, like, the last day of fun of school for me. So that wasn't really good, but, yeah.
One of my, I think it was my first boyfriend this year, actually, in 7th grade, if you remember who that was, in October. He dumped me for a girl I really hated. Well, it was kind of a mutual breakup, and then, like, 2 days later, he started dating this girl. And I got really mad at it, and, like, it's just, you have to realize, like, you have to tell people your feelings. And I mean, I kind of freaked out on him for that, which was kind of crazy, but, like, you really need to let people know how you feel and all that, or else it's just gonna keep happening. Like, in that situation, if you and your boyfriend break up, and then, or vice versa, if you and your girlfriend break up, I mean, there could be a guy watching this, and then you start dating another girl, or she starts dating another guy, then really, like, being replaced is, like, one of the worst feelings in the world, because it's just knowing, like, that you didn't mean anything to them, and that's what you have to tell that person if that's how you feel.
Mm-hmm, definitely. I think that wraps up everything, mostly. So yeah.
So if we have any more 7th grade stuff, then we'll definitely make more videos, and I'm sure that this upcoming end of the summer we'll make an 8th grade video. So
yeah, thank you.